And we're live! Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for coming to Spelljammer 998, Session 34. Last time on Spelljammer, you guys did several things I didn't have pulled up. Oh boy, God help me, please.
We fought some things with multiple buttholes.
Oh, of course that's the first thing you would remember is the little astral sea cucumbers, which I didn't get that reference till. If any of you haven't seen the gif of the sea cucumber shitting sand, you go do that now.
I did not get that either until you said that, so bravo, Josh.
But you guys, so you started the session, you actually found what appeared to be a Cordo spore, a spore left over from a previous Cordo, in which Drix and Cordo went in there, popped the canister like a beer, and stood in the fumes and regained some of the memories from that Cordo. Drix got kind of an up-close look at the chipping process and learned that this Cordo apparently was able to resist the chip for some time and was subsequently yanked out of its host, which Cordo disapproved of. And I can't really blame him. Drix got a little bit of a bump to his psionic abilities for that. Before you guys went on to find what appeared to be the biggest room in the place, you guys quickly figured out that's where they are minting the gold and stuff. You guys were attacked by... I'm sorry, I'm yawning and burping. You guys were attacked by some dangly bits, some chokers, which had made their home in the crevices of the ceiling. You got, along with some more of those Watchers, the little small creepy Warforged, and a bigger regular Void Forged you guys had never seen before. This one capable of doing magic. You guys handled all those guys pretty well before you scoped the room. Got several magical items, got a little bit of equipment, found Vimac's hand axe, and some pieces of the psionic implant. It looked like the individual pieces they were using to build these things. Then you guys rip Vimac. Then you guys found the Sirloin nest. These are the astral sea cucumbers we just were talking about a minute ago. Yes, they have mouths on both ends of their self. Hopefully, if this is on YouTube, their art just appeared on your screen. They're nasty looking fuckers. You guys handled the Sirloin nest, got them all nice and cleaned out. They tried to escape, and Demos was like, no. And so then you guys killed them. I don't know if Drix ate any of them, but Sirloin on a stick might be pretty good. And then, of course, during that, Demos did get a glimpse of some of Vimac's clothing laying in their nest. You guys figured out pretty quickly this is how they were disposing of bodies. Officially, rip Vimac. Before going back into the far rooms, the back rooms of the foundry, and shocking, dismantling, or otherwise destroying all the tanks you guys could find filled with embryonic intellect devourers. Yeah, sorry, I thought you might like that. You guys are fairly certain you cleared out all of the devourers. You guys couldn't see any that were getting up to walk. I like to imagine if there were any that were mature enough to move around, somebody went around and stomped them like little goblin babies. Sorry, I had to make that reference.
With goblin babies.
I don't know if y'all were there for that.
I think that's something I added too. Oof.
I don't think these three were there for that. Long story short, we found a goblin daycare, and Goldbrown went in and started, putting the boot down.
It was supposed to be a moral dilemma of like, do you kill these children, or do you
was like,
let them go with the monsters? And they very quickly decided to go and
Yeah, I don't think, because I think Goldbrown was all about it, but someone else in the group too was like, no, fuck yeah, we kill him.
I think it was Stefan. I think it was Valkyr.
But no, yeah.
Lord.
It was.
I remember Bergen being horrified, and Davos like, I don't know if I can legally do this.
Yeah. Oathbreaker. Baldur's Gate style. Alright. That is the highlights from last session. Technically, you guys are still... I forgot Metalocalypse existed. Yeah, it was really fucking brutal. You guys... You believe you've taken care of all the intellect devourers. Like I said, I like to think y'all did some stompy stomps to make sure they're all taken care of. And absconded with a very large amount of gold. It was 50,000 gold pieces, or 49,500, because Randy claimed some amount. But other than that, questions, comments, concerns, shenanigans, or shots?
Shots?
We ain't all breaking up because we already started. But if you want to go get some shots, you go get some shot.
I was gonna say, Dingles wants to do a thing where he would like to, probably on this side of the structure, cast Detect Magic and just do a sweep of the facility as much as he can in that 10 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes. Let me double check that.
I think it is 10 minutes.
I also
What do
want
you
to
mean by this side of the facility? Like where the Intellect Devourer is? Where all their tanks and stuff were?
No, like starting over here, checking these immediate rooms, and then going north around, and then like checking every room as I go. I know that there's the Intellect Devourer colony to the south, but I'm trying to check as much as I can in that 10 minutes, and I feel like that's
Former Intellect Devourer colony.
Yes, the Intellect Devourer graveyard.
Oh my. Look dirty to me. Let me double check, make sure that I ain't ripping you off of nothing. There ain't
It
no
is 10 minutes.
particularly special. You got all the items that were magical.
And there's no the coins don't give off anything.
Sorry, I'm reading through some notes really fast, So, what I'm going to say, though, then since you said that specifically, you triggered something in my brain. There probably would be a very small handful of coins they don't look any different. Actually, that's not true. A very small handful of coins that are not minted. They haven't been minted to look like the real coins so that they could be used. There are more of those coins that are just solid, like you've seen Marcus have. I don't know if that's the right word. And those are probably magical. Would give off kind of a divination aura, I guess. Or, yeah, a divination aura.
Can I try to do like... Can I try to determine what that effect is? The spell only lets me learn the school, but since it's my school of study, can I try to, I don't know, make sense of it?
I mean, so technically you would have to identify them to know what they did. But, I think Joey may already know this, but you can ascertain that it's either for spying on a location. It could be for, what's the other thing divination does? It could be, I think, it could be for messaging. It could be for spying on a location. It could be for, is something like, let me make sure this is divination before I use this one. It could be for locating a specific place, thing, or object.
I think I will burn the first... I have one more first level spell slot. I feel confident that this place is empty, so I'm going to go ahead and burn that identify on one of the coins.
A Void Forge Hulk drops from the ceiling.
Perfect.
Alright, let me see here. I know what these guys do, but let me...
Oh, I can ritual cast
can.
identify. So I will do that and save my spell slot. Oh, I can
cool.
ritual cast detect magic. Fuck.
Oh, I don't think I've ever said this. These are bigger than most coins. They're about the size of the back of your fist. Big old coin.
How am I supposed to spend them? So like you go to the gas station and it's like you're using a $1 coin. Everybody looks at that. They're like, this isn't real currency, right? Like that's definitely fake.
These are definitely these are the ones that are not minted. They haven't had the fake minting put on them. They're just blank. A blank, I guess is what you call it when you're going to laser cut something. They look like a blank. So, Demos, it looks like this can be used to cast the sending spell once per day. It looks like it causes you to automatically fail were you to be scryed upon. That's where things get a little weird. I like to think it's almost like your identify gets staticky. It's almost like it's keyed. A particular person or thing scries on you, you will fail. That's not a spell per se.
I think magical effects as well. If it is a magic item and some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it acquires attunements to use, and how many charges it has, if any. So I learn its properties. It doesn't specify spells.
It appears to also be a open line of communication. One way. Can't send out, but at any time could be reached out to.
So, is that the sending that it does, or is the sending a separate thing?
Sending is a separate attribute.
Interesting. Deimos wants to gather all those coins together specifically and put them in the bag of holding.
Okay. I'm gonna say you probably find about 6 or 7 of them.
My thought process is that if they're in an extra-dimensional space, we are not holding them, so we can't be scryed upon. Would my understanding of divination support that? Do I need to make a check to determine?
No, no, you're good. That's I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to say this will keep us safe, and then it'd be like, nope.
No,
Okay.
I agree with you from a meta perspective. Whether Deimos knows for sure that will protect him, I don't know.
Okay. We can use these for sending, which is a 3rd level spell. Lets us message anybody anywhere. If we don't have A1 with us.
I didn't say that's once per day, so don't.
But we have 7 of them. So there's 7 per day.
Yes, sir.
Y'all wanna prank call Japoth 7 times? Each of us just take a turn with a coin. And... Oh fuck.
7 crank calls, 7 days
You
in a row.
even do that? You just have to know who they are to send it to them. Like they don't have to. You can just send it to anybody. I guess you can. We'll send it to Vimac.
Send a short message to a creature of which you are familiar.
Oh,
We've encountered him several times. I would say we're
hey.
I feel
familiar.
like if you know their name, that's
That's my.
enough.
If you've met them once, I would consider you like, yeah, I know that guy.
I dug one of his bullets out of my shoulder. We're familiar.
So y'all
Keep
definitely
that.
seen.
We should make sure we have that like to scry on him. Oh, holy shit! I want to do that because I need to find this fucker. I think we tried scrying on him, but we saw him doing the fucking Nazi shit, and I thought it was going to be down here, but obviously he's not here. And what we saw in the vision doesn't match up with this place, correct?
No, sir. This is all like you can see these walls are like nice, smooth stonework, like blocks. Everything you saw was rocky and craggy and kind of underdarkish looking.
He's on the fucking rock. Yeah. I say we get the fuck out there as quick as we can. How many days do we have before we have a long rest?
Tonight should be a long rest. Tomorrow morning we wake up, I think. So we need to take a day down, like a day of downtime to get it. Or it could be
Let's
tomorrow
find
night.
out. Today's the 12th, so tonight you'll get a short rest. Tomorrow night you'll get a long rest.
Yeah, so we need to take a down. I remember last time we need to take
I
one day of
didn't
downtime.
I didn't fix y'all's calendar. I apologize. I'll fix that chat later. I've been all up in the editing this week, and
No, you have. You've been turning through it. Both you and Josh. Thank y'all for
Josh
turning that out.
really turning it out. Josh is halfway there. That's a stud.
I got kind of sick this week and my brain was like, I don't work for work, but I can work for monotonous tasks like building a template and slapping a bunch of videos out.
Yeah, he's got me up to 17, so I've got up to 10 done, so I've got 7 more to do.
Yeah, I saw you had some like pre-scheduled, which I thought was really cool.
We're scheduled out till February 5th.
Every day or every 2 days? How are you?
Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday. Heard. Okay, no, that's sick.
We're getting some traction. We can talk about analytics after session. Don't get me. I've been living in that fucking YouTube analytics page. Don't get me started. We'll do that later. All right. You said you wanted to get out of there as soon as you can. So you got anything? Last chance. Anything you want to do here before you bail and get the fuck out?
No, but maybe for our flavor from you, since it didn't actually happen, why did the Sirloin try to send Drix to the chipping room? What was going to happen to him there? Is there any
It was
reason we
literally
should-
just to get a body off of him, to
Okay.
get someone away from him, so that he could attempt to get away.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was something he could tell them to do that wouldn't hurt him, that would send him away from the fight.
Okay. No, that's it.
It wasn't. Y'all went in there before you fought the Sirloins. If there'd been something in there to hurt y'all, you would have found out.
I remember it. It's
Okay,
just
good.
we've also
Sirloin.
encountered a bunch of things that can appear out of what looks like thin air and shank you in the ribs for 47 damage. So who knows what's actually in that room?
Oh, believe me, that's not the first time they're going to do that, y'all. Them two particular guys working together, I guess. I got all these Void Forge now, and all the ways they can work together. They're all of them stat blocks are good. If this ever becomes an adventure, they're all going in the back of the book as stat blocks. All right.
I was gonna say you should put them in a home brewery file just so it's there, and then just whatever you make this campaign, just add it in there. And this way, you have a visual stat block to reference. But you also have a head start if you ever actually
That's
publish.
a fair point. They're all made in D&D Beyond, so like I have the stat blocks because that's the first thing I do is make them in Beyond. But I see what you're saying about it would make that part of that document quick. I'll worry about that document after this. After this campaign's over, that'll be a fucking project.
It's also just so much easier to edit them in the fucking home brewery than it is on D&D Beyond, because D&D Beyond's very picky about how it lets you do some things.
I'm gonna start to do them. Hopefully, one D&D will be better for that kind of thing. Sounds like y'all are getting out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, Randy looks over at the wall and he says, I don't like dangly bits in my crevices much. You want to blow this place? And then holds up 2 sticks of dynamite on the way out.
Honestly, I mean, I'm not opposed. Let's get all the gold out we can
And clap the
fucking
clothes.
battle.
So I like to think I don't forget the like weight amount the bag of holding can hold, but I'm kind of like I'm just kind of envisioning you siphon up as much as you can in the bag, and the rest has to go in like your actual adventuring packs. So y'all are like hoofing it out of here with these bags full of gold. Okay. How would you like to go about blowing this place?
Take out the entrance, or is there a certain space we should fuck up?
I mean, like load-bearing walls, I guess?
Yeah, I think we tried to investigate that last time, didn't have any luck, but something did just pop into my brain. There are crevices in the ceiling of that room where we fought those guys, which means that there are cracks in the roof that aren't like solid stone or metal. So somebody wanted to get up on the platform and try to line a couple of them and see if we can cave part of it in. I don't know how much damage it'll do, but it's either that or we try to blow the walkway outside, which I'm still a fan of.
I think if we can do like the tunnel you walk into, like first, like where that door was, you can fuck that up enough.
Yeah, I think it's a good
If we
idea.
Either that or is this really lava?
If we could break the lava in, that would be optimal. But
Where's
Hey,
Z when you need him?
DM, what's in this pipe here? Is that natural gas of any kind?
Where are you pinging at? I'm sorry, I didn't
Up
see
here
it.
by the
Way back
entrance
way out.
door.
natural gas.
Oh my. You know, what would be in the pipes of a foundry? If it wasn't magma, you know?
Probably, it's honestly, probably water or steam.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, some kind of gas. Man, this is where I wish we had actual Edward Elric turn the gas into nitrogen.
Check your alchemy book. See what you can do with it.
Does that book help you any?
I know a transmute spell. Surely oxygen and nitrogen. I mean, I think that's only like 1 or 2 of the periodic table away. They should be.
Do you actually know transmute?
I think I do. Let me look.
I would allow you to transmute it into something.
Oh my god.
Don't tell me
please.
alchemy's possible. I will fucking. I do
You
not
know,
get the 4th level spell.
Let's do the thing. Josh, odd or even?
Oh man, odd.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Hot air.
Y'all heard me say even.
So-
I heard it.
The heat from the magma seems to be primarily what moves through these pipes.
All right, fine. Let's my vote is we dig a couple of like small holes in the ground, like close to the entrance of the door there, so that we actually get it like down in the bedrock a little bit. Best we can. Just light the suckers, see if we can blow the front of this thing out a little bit. From a safe distance with fire spells.
I think that's fair.
So, am I understanding correctly? Y'all want to place it somewhere in this vicinity, on this kind of pathway up here?
Oh yeah.
Is that what y'all decided?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe something like right here, so it kind of collapses the corridor. too.
What do you think, Mantis?
Oh, that sounds good.
Cool. Let's do it.
I'm not. Just to make y'all sweat about it. Which one? You gonna collapse it here or here?
I think in the mountainside will be harder to get around. If we blow the bridge, I feel like there's easier ways to get through the bridge. Whereas through or over or build a new bridge. Whereas if we take out the tunnel, they've got to clear the tunnel before they can get in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or,
My
like, where are
original
these
thought
barrels
was
right here?
to do it like right at the door, so that you maybe get like a chunk of stuff there, like leave the door open and just sort of put it where like it would cave in the door and maybe across part of the walkway. But
It might be better to do it here in the court at this trifecta, because then if we can, there's enough space here where if it collapses in, it has more room to spread.
hey, DM, what's in these barrels?
Yeah.
That was crates of gold bars.
Okay.
So now they're empty crates because a bunch of fucking degenerate wild spacers come through and did their thing.
We prefer backwards bastards. There's a spell for creating a spell jamming helm. I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yes, sir. I guess there is, isn't there?
I'm fine just blowing up this hallway, doing our best to collapse it, as long as the roof looks like it will collapse. The thing that made me nervous was he earlier mentioned the walls are made of metal and stuff, and so I don't want to set off some dynamite and just sort of char the inside of a metal corridor.
I want to play a sapper now. Ben's gonna play the sapper. Never mind. He's gonna play that guy based off that one guy. Well, it's the guy. We'll get back to it in a minute. You're gonna play a guy that blows stuff up based on the guy in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I'm about. That's what sappers are. Like a military engineer that blows stuff up. Sappers.
It was a predates explosions though, dude. They used to just fucking dig underneath the buildings to corrupt them. I know that from Age of Empires. So,
You might,
An artificer
you
beat
might
the things
actually-
on.
that could actually be true. I learned sappers from a military fantasy novel series that I read. And the sappers are badass, dude. Anyway, so it sounds like you guys are going to put it here. Am I understanding correctly? Bam.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, so...
don't like that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to decide. I don't think I'm going to make y'all make too many checks. Y'all played some Dynamite before. There is like 5 of you there. You're not under any pressure. You guys get some set up. And so I'm guessing y'all are going to go back out to the doorway and kind of stand outside the doorway. Demos or somebody's going to sling a firebolt. Do you have firebolt, Demos? Can you sling fire in there, Demos?
Yeah, 100.
While you're tapped?
Yeah, it's a cantrip for firebolt. So
As long as you has it. Okay.
yeah, it's 120 feet too. So there. And at this point, I do 2d10 damage. Oh, there's that.
I think Demos is like tries to imitate Randy, so he like walks, turns around, and like finger guns the firebolt, trying to be all cowboy like.
That's why it does 2d10 now, because it's one for each hand.
And you hit both of the sticks of dynamite. You guys watch it explode. I think you guys put it in the ceiling, which is more stone than metal, which causes the rock to collapse down. And of course, being the very bottom level of Sharn, while it may not like collapse, as we discussed last week, Sharn is built on a manifest zone, makes it easier for it to build real tall. Still lots of rubble, and even from where you guys are standing, you can't see anywhere that left any gaps or anything like that. For all intents and purposes, this little let me draw. This area here it appears to be pretty well blocked off. You can't see any gaps.
Nice.
Now
Totally
we
following the road.
walk.
I've drawn it, goddammit.
Now we walk through the roughest neighborhoods in Sharn, up about 700 stories to get back to our house with our pockets overflowing with gold.
True. Y'all get
In my mind, I thought that like he wanted to make it look really cool when I was about to close the door with the chip for Deimos' safety, and he was like, no, don't. It's gonna be a lot cooler this way. And it blows up, and he walks away from like the hallway, just shooting flames out from the dynamite explosion.
his like scroll and cloak like billowing from the fucking explosion.
For a split second, I look at him, I'm like, man, you might be cooler than Randy.
Deimos minor illusions a pair of sunglasses and walks off. Nobody.
All right. Lifter's close.
Disagree. Lifter's cool. He ain't cooler than Randy.
All right, you guys do make your way back up. Back up to home sounds like is where you want to go, avoiding the eyes of the goblin hookers along the way. So you guys make your way back. I live to make you uncomfortable. It's like my whole life goal.
Well,
it doesn't take you guys. It does take you guys some time to get back up to Mantis HQ. You're having to move a little slower, having to kind of make sure you're not mugged along the way, make sure your pockets ain't jangling too much. But you do make it back up to Mantis HQ, and I would say all of this whole escapade here probably took most of the day. I think you guys actually got up and did some things today before you went to do this. So by the time you get back to Mantis HQ, it's fairly dark. It's getting a little late. But you guys do come back in, and there are quite a few people around. If you guys remember, Cade had promised to head up security, so there are now maybe a couple of lantern, god damn it, some Royal Eyes agents that you guys can see, and you have to assume some more you can't see. But Cade looks very relieved when you guys finally come back in. He goes, "Oh hell yeah! Thank the Sovereigns. I was getting a little worried. It's getting darker. Shoot, y'all stink. What the fuck have y'all been up to?"
Shooting Tannerite with the boys.
I think he points a little bit of goop on somebody. What's that?
Oh, the brain juice?
It just said shooting Tannerite with the boys. Are you not up on your Eberron slang?
I'll be honest, I don't know what Tannerite is, and I'm a little afraid to ask. I don't think y'all brought anything besides your bags bulging. You don't have anything. Okay.
Deimos will say, well, just consider it a very lucrative endeavor, and he'll like jostle his robes to where it's like clanked.
He makes a little bit of face. He goes, that's mighty interesting. What did y'all find? He knows what y'all went down there for. What'd y'all find down there?
We found maps of another location. We believe to be on the Rock of Brawl. We believe that to be, hopefully, the final place that we'll have to track them down to. It is where they seem to be manufacturing the Warforged. We believe that Japoth is there. We also found... I don't even know how to describe them. Hundreds, I think. I don't know if we got to thousands of intellect. A lot of brain soup. We went bowling for soup, actually.
I wish Brandon was here to shame me for that one.
That one was bad.
Shots for everybody. No, I'm just kidding. He says, I don't think I need another one. Is that the one you poured earlier? Anyway, Kate, oh, actually, that's really good news. In the Rock, that could be quite a few places there, friends. I don't know that I like that. It's topsy-turvy in there. I'll report all this to Sly if y'all are okay with that. Unless y'all want to talk to him yourselves. I'm sure y'all want to get in bed, but I can arrange a meeting tomorrow.
I think time is of the essence. I think we need to try to head there as soon as possible. What do you boys think?
Yeah, who knows what they can do in another day.
That's true.
Let's get our rest. Hop over to the Mercane. Maybe see if we can sell them this merchant paperwork for some extra coin, and then go digging around the rock. We have the maps.
Well,
we decipher those now that we're home.
Probably can, but we should take a day. We still have not had a long rest. We will not have one tomorrow morning. It'll be the next day. So we should probably take that day of downtime or face the dire consequences.
Oh,
yeah, it's not when we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, you have one more whole day to go before you get the long rest.
No, Deimos could use a work day, so that's good.
Okay, so what was... Someone was about to ask something else. Probably could. What did you say probably could to? Joey, would you say that he said probably could to? I had it just a second ago. Anyway.
Oh, can we decipher the maps?
Oh, yes, sir, because you have the cipher. Yes, sir. Y'all have done that several times now. I am going to quit asking for rolls for it because y'all have, and now at this point, Slide, Cade, y'all give them a copy. They have paperwork that they have been looking at. Like, there's enough of you now that's done this a couple of times. You can't do it tonight unless you want to stay up, but that is definitely something you can do in the morning. Is there anything specific you guys want to do before you take your short rest for the night?
Shower.
Aye. Cue obligatory bath scene where you all go to a bathhouse together and
We have a
spend
bathhouse.
2.5 hours role playing all the awkwardness. I thought those episodes were funny. I'm not gonna lie. But,
They're pretty funny.
I'd imagine Drake just kind of does the thing where he just kind of cleans his mandibles, kind of thing.
I like to think it's like the Japanese,
Clean the
like
antennas
you're sitting
and
on
shit.
a wooden stool in the shower with like a cloth wrapped around your groin and just like.
I wonder how that works. Oh, I need to move y'all back to something I've noticed is I am really bad at remembering to move y'all to the right map on the thing. Real bad. It's pretty bad. Bloop.
Oh,
There you go, everyone watching at home. Now this is where they are. Sorry, Spencer. Anyway. Where is y'all's bathroom, I wonder?
I just learned how to take a short rest the right way. It actually auto-applied healing for the first time ever the entire time I've played this game with you guys.
nah.
Have you been forgetting to, like, you didn't realize you have to press it while it counts down?
So what I've been doing is when I go to do the, not even just that, like when I go to roll the dice and actually have it apply the hit, I've just been hitting the roll to VTT and not actually clicking like the little, the rectangular box where it says the dice icon. So it's been rolling it to the tabletop but not actually doing anything.
Looks like some of you have your own bathrooms. Very interesting. Okay. So y'all all get cleaned up. Have a nice hot shower or cold shower if you're into that kind of thing. Zephyr. I'm just assuming Zephyr likes to make himself.
Zephyr
miserable.
does hate himself enough.
Oh yeah, he's got a whole training like protocol going on.
I do have a private bath. I forgot. Like this.
All right. Neat.
This,
And of course,
I got 2.
just for a little bit of flavor, Sybil's very happy to see you. Very glad that you're safe. Demos goes to give you a big old hug, realizes how much you stink, and quickly separates.
I shower, or I get into the shower, and then 10 minutes later, come back out and invite her in the shower once I've done like my preliminary cleaning. I'm
instead of fade to black, it's like steam covers the screen.
There we go. Fade to white. I'm also going to unattune to the Pearl of Power. Tonight, as we sleep, I'm going to reattune to it to get that 3rd level spell slot, and then this next night before our long rest, I'm going to reattune to the item I had, which was the Wand of Binding.
Okay.
Wand of Cakes.
Trust you. Don't know why you're. I don't know exactly why you needed to do that in that order, but that's fine. One day I'll figure it out when I play Spellcaster. Anybody else before you sleep for the night? Neat. You guys get a nice night of sleep. Get up the next morning. I don't know if y'all heard me talk about before, breakfast circle. So will you guys all go to wherever y'all have breakfast in the mornings together? As you all get up, and Cade is already there, looking pretty chipper. And he's probably drinking coffee or smoking cigarettes, or probably both. Maybe he's sitting next to a window or like hanging his self out the window to try to smoke while he's having his coffee. Man, Ben keeps dropping, poor guy. And so as y'all, you said time was of the essence, so he would have made a report last night. And as you all trickle down and begin to eat your respective breakfasts, visual gag of Cordo eating some kind of roasted gray meat on a stick.
Yeah, something right.
Sirloin breakfast.
A sirloin, yeah, on a stick. He
He
says,
just leaches his nutrients out of Drix's digestive system.
Ooh, oh, did I say Cordo? Whoops. Drix eating a sirloin on a stick. Visual gag.
Okay.
He's Cade. Well, as you guys all kind of get down there, he'll say, "Well, I'll let Mr. Sly know what y'all said last night. He is thrilled, to be quite honest. He said when y'all are ready, or perhaps if you want him to bring it over, he has monetary reward prepared for y'all working that case, so to speak. He looks a little contemplative. He says, I appreciate y'all taking me in over here. That's the best night of sleep I've had in a couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, buddy. We're happy to do it. Glad you slept well. No
Yeah.
nightmares?
No, sir, not this time.
Good.
Is our
This
home
time?
warded through abjuration? Abjuration. In fact, detect magic walk through the house. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's bugged up to snot. Arcane Eyes posted in every room. Things of that nature. I think Arcane Eye is the big one that would let him see and hear into each room. And Demos, it probably is. There are probably maybe not like the staff quarters. May not be warded, but most of the rooms, like y'all's bedrooms, the library, the place you have been meeting with Sly, this little drawing room over here, are warded up with some of the enchantments that spell that I sent you. I can't remember the name of. Warded up with some of those enchantments that's on Sly's box in the theater. Interesting note, I guess, is that the place Kate is staying is not warded up. The room Kate is staying
it's
in
not
is not
warded or it's not scried.
Everything in the house is scried. Is arcane eyed. But the room he's sleeping in, not warded.
What's that mean? What's the difference? He ain't protected.
Warded implies they can't spy on anybody.
Yeah.
The other one is the thing that's on all over the house. Lets Sly look in the house and hear in the house and see in the house. It's like the opposite.
What's weird is that he didn't have dreams, but he was unwarded. Where have you been sleeping up till now?
My house. My home. Well, I can say it's an apartment, man, up a house.
Is it likewise bugged or protected like our place is?
I'm sure he has bugs in there, as you say. He looks at like Drix and Reddy to make sure he's not offending them. Probably has bugs in it, but I don't think it's warded. I hadn't warded it. Hadn't asked him to ward it. That's a mighty fine idea that you say that. Anyway, what we all got on the agenda today? We've got about 8 people. 3 in the house. The rest of them moving around the outside the best they can. Y'all don't have a terrible amount of like yard space per se. If you remember, you guys are pretty high up in Sharn, so it is kind of like having a very small yard in the city. We got people. The rest of them are on the outside keeping an eye out. We've got at least one posted with a sort of bird's eye view, and we're going to do our best to keep an eye on things. Anything we should be keeping an eye out for specifically?
Well, anybody that's within the Vulcan's Legion can't be
There
Oh. Okay. Do y'all hire Vulcan's Legion?
No, all the more reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Anybody we don't want to be shooting at?
How's Tarkanen? If anybody from there rolls up, probably let them be. They should identify themselves. I'll give them a heads up, maybe.
I think Kay's like, you mean them people that smuggled a beholder into the city?
That's fake news.
Supposedly, right?
We told you the story. You know they didn't do this, Kate. You were there.
You're right. He was there. That's true.
He's been drinking. It's fine.
Okay.
That is breakfast
You're
coffee.
right. Plot twist. Kate isn't Kate. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope that you have been thorough in checking your associate.
So, you talking about Sly?
Yeah, the other. I don't know. Sly was going to send people here, and Cade. We told Cade that to keep an eye on everybody, check them for chips and shit.
No, he says everybody that's keeping an eye out has been thoroughly vetted. Detect magic, physical checks, quizzes, questionnaires, the whole 9 yards. I mean, Sly's even looked through their memories.
I really thought you were gonna say like colonoscopy, some shit, but all right. Look through their memories. That's pretty interesting. Sly could do that. That's pretty solid magic. Like modify memory is level 4. So, you know what? Demos gets lost in the technical thought of like trying to figure out exactly what level, quote unquote, Sly is.
I think he has something that helps him do it.
That makes more sense.
Does it look like a weird chip in the back of his neck?
Fellas, if I'm being honest, I'm pretty certain Mr. Sly is not compromised. It would be difficult at his level. It would be difficult to pass yourself off as him. Not to mention to do everything he does all day. Something would get missed somewhere. If it wasn't him doing all the shit he does, something would get dropped. Someone would notice. Man's got his fingers in too many things.
Yeah, all right, whatever. I say call the servant over and have him deliver our gold.
Oh, I can go get it myself if y'all want, or we can send one of the agents.
No, I was just goofing. I was calling Sly servant. He works for us now. It's fine. Just tell him to bring the gold. You should probably talk to him real quick.
He will send a message and ask Sly to come on over if y'all want to give a sit rep. That leaves a very brief window of opportunity. Is there anything else y'all want to do while Sly's on the way?
I mean, I have something I want to do. I don't know if we have time to do it, or if it even makes sense to do it here. Because I got to run a town.
Yeah,
So-
you'll want to wait because he'll be right on his way.
Right.
You don't really have time to leave the house per se.
Okay.
It doesn't take him long to get there. He arrives. Oh well, I guess I gotta move his token back. Bloop. He shows back up. I like to think this time he comes in. He comes in to where y'all usually meet him. Strolls in there and usually he brings y'all a bottle of liquor or whatever, or he leaves liquor on this table over here. But this time it is nice. It's like top shelf liquor. He sets it down on the table. Says, Cade says y'all found quite the discovery. I'm interested to hear what y'all having to say. And he will take a bag of 2,000 platinum and plop it down on the table. He says, now, I hope I don't seem too forward with all the gifts, but we're in uncharted territory. Y'all are the foremost expert on whatever the fuck is going on. I would appreciate any sit rep you could give beyond what Mr. Cade has told me.
I think for expediency's sake, we fill him in on the intellect of ours, the gold minting operation, the coins, the special coins we found.
Mhm.
He doesn't really need to know about Pimac or them clearing out bodies with those things.
No,
Try to think if there's anything else
should tell him
pertinent
about
to
the chip components maybe. I don't know if it'll be relevant to
Yes.
him, but
Vera is someone we should go see today too.
mhm.
Demos is going to have homework today, but if
Okay.
well, I was going to say if the Buggo Boys want to go see, but then I thought, last time we sent you two off by yourself, maybe we should.
Okay, so you guys, sounds like y'all fill him in on all of the relevant details.
Yes.
Upon which he looks very appreciative. You can see the gears in his head turning. He'll say, I guess the rock is big enough you could hide a creation forge in there, but two of you that you want can make an insight check.
My insight's only a +2. Oh, I'll pull up Echo.
I have a +3.
Y'all may have to remind me why I asked for that, but I'm going to continue on this slide. But
Echo's also a +2.
Rock's a big old place.
You're all
It could be
wrong,
hard
that's
to.
what Not
And
great.
I see. Can I have one of them coins to hand over to our specialists that do that kind of thing?
Do you have somewhere to conceal it? Because this will make you susceptible to prying eye. You have a man purse of holding, or
I was just thinking about that. I got a little wallet of holding. Like let's say a spy, for lack of a better term, of his level would have some way. Like he actually takes out a not I guess almost like a money clip, but it's made of lead. He says, I can put it in here until I move it around.
I actually really like that. Funny.
Hey, speaking of which, we got more of these on us, and I know, from what I can tell, it seems like the whole point of this house is for people, well, certain people, to be able to find us. You got anybody who can ward this thing up where other people maybe wouldn't be able to?
Similar protections as your box, perhaps.
I like to think this is one of doesn't even look ashamed or surprised or anything. He just goes, we can have the rest of the house protected if that's something you're interested in. I can do it myself, or I can send somebody over here. I would prefer this always confuses me. I would prefer the latter so that I'm not having to spend extra time here.
You did say it the wrong way. You prefer the former.
I prefer the former, just to save myself some time as well. Y'all have one more insight check if you want.
Yeah, I think Drix, you might have a higher insight score than we do. Me and Echo only have a +2. Zephyr, I don't know what yours is, but I assume Drix is our wise boy.
I know his perception's definitely higher.
Drix dead.
I wonder if they got sidetracked with something.
Barbara, are you here?
Yeah, I bet they got sidetracked with something.
Oh yeah, probably Dylan knows.
I can roll. Oh wait,
I'm here.
less. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
what's
Barbara's
your
not
insight?
feeling it. My insight should be. It's not bad.
Is it more than
Probably
+2?
better than your guy. Yeah, +6.
Oh yeah,
Shoot,
yeah.
let him
Please,
go.
if you will pop a check for us.
Oh, and that's
Yeah, he took
Oh, yes.
he took observant.
Yeah, well, that doesn't affect insight, but it does passive investigation and passive perception,
Yeah, my
And
passive
it-
perception is 21 now.
and it does
Okay.
boost his.
Oh,
Wisdom
insight
based,
is
by the
wisdom
way.
based anyway.
Yeah.
Drix,
Hmm.
couple sentences ago, he mentioned that the rock was a big place that you probably could hide a creation forge, but and then he stopped and diverted and said something else. You gather that he knows something about the creation forges that is not really common knowledge, something that he felt compelled not to mention, and also the nat 20. You gather that he trusts you guys a good bit. You know he has been forthcoming with a lot of information with you guys that he wasn't in the beginning. So it's not odd so much as that whatever he was hiding, he must consider to be very top secret intel to not have continued his thought.
I'm gonna kind of secretly, telepathically tell only Randy. I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's hiding something. There's something that even he doesn't want to tell us.
Their antenna rub together a certain way, and Randy's like, "Oh shit, something's up."
Yeah,
Just kind of clack mandibles subtly.
I'd shoot you a message back and say, I don't know, we can gang up on him if you want. I don't know what your persuasion is. My intimidation's good, but I'm not really planning on trying to scare him.
My persuasion is negative.
Okay, well, not you then.
Big bug monster.
I'm a big bug. I'm not charismatic.
Zephyr probably has the highest.
Yeah, normally we make Zephyr talk us out of these types of situations, or into them.
Some of my
I'm
have
sorry,
to-
I didn't catch what you said earlier, Ben. Did you say Barbara was sick?
Yeah, she got. I think she got some motion sickness, or she.
Ugh, hate that for her. That sucks.
So
Oh, it sucks. Might have to what? I'm sorry.
Alright,
I think he's breaking up a
catch
little
I
bit.
didn't catch that either.
Yeah.
Sounds like either his mic or his internet's getting in and out.
No, I'll roll.
Or if you want me to roll for Zephyr, I can. If that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Actually, that would make my life.
Cool.
Barb's computer's in.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll let you get that You get that pulled up while. So he asked for the coin. He got the
That'd
coin.
be
He got it. He got the coin. He'll say, "Oh, did you roll? Oh, what's Zephyr trying to persuade out of Sly?"
Well, I guess I guess you'd say like any kind of information. The more information we know, the better we can deal with this threat. And kind of anybody that can deal with this threat, is us.
It's not bad. Okay. He looks a little hesitant. Yins remember Aaron DeCanneth. Yeah.
The original DeCanneth, who was the one who was providing the spark for the autognomes?
No, sir. That's Styles. Aaron, allegedly, is responsible for the creation of the Warforged. He's the very old man y'all escorted on the train.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He has been working with the eyes, and they have been drip feeding me some of the information he has provided. If there is a creation forge in the rock, its power source is likely supremely dangerous, well beyond any of our pay grades, mine included. Assuming it's powered the same way that Kenneth powered creation forges. Even if it's not the same power source, I have to assume whatever they're using is of the same caliber. I would be highly cautious.
My brain's immediately going to Death Star. I'm like, if I put a bomb on it, will I blow the Rock of Brawl into pieces, evacuate the planet?
Surely the Rock of Brawl has a venting channel of some sort that we can just fly right down and just pew pew pew. Extremely powerful. I feel like he's still holding out on us, but I don't know what we can do to pry more out of him.
This is 2 campaigns now that I've been dancing around how this works.
What do you mean?
Y'all may never know.
Oh, yeah. The original Eberron campaign. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Y'all had a piece of a thing that powers creation forges. I don't think y'all ever really figured out what it does.
The schema?
Y'all had a piece of a schema in this campaign too.
We did?
Had.
Had.
When? Wait, what?
I don't know. Maybe when this is all over, we'll get into it. I'm gonna decide how many campaigns I'm gonna. This may be a recurring thing until like 6 campaigns, and we're all 40. Y'all are gonna figure out.
Yeah, but if you make me wait 10 years to figure out what the fuck, I'm gonna be mad. In 9 years, Devin's gonna pitch Return to Spelljammer, and we're like, no, no.
Nah, Return to Spelljammer is gonna be the what was the subtitle I'd come up with? Oh, I forget. Something about the missing Mantis crew.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
We never live die.
Is there anything else y'all would like to discuss with Sly? I think that's it. He paid y'all his money. Paid y'all your money. He got the coin. I mean, he really wants. Y'all have any interest in letting me take these maps back to the theater and putting them in the same room that those other documents are in?
Talking about the maps of the Rock of Brawl.
I would like to have. We need those translated before tomorrow morning. Do you think your contacts will be able to do that?
Y'all want to go up there tomorrow and dive in?
Yes, sir.
I'll look over them myself, if and that pleases y'all.
Can I message Cade and ask him, would you like to assist him, or would you rather stay here?
Demos talks into his hand for a minute.
So rules is written, you don't actually say the message. You just have to say the spell word.
It's verbal components.
It is a verbal component to start the thing, but you don't actually speak your message aloud. Rules is written. we've done it the other way because it's fun to do, but
Deimos just sneezes into his hand, Jigglypuff, and then the message gets sent out, and he's like, "What was that about?"
you want to go with this strange boss? Whew. Oh man, that was a good one. Whew.
Well, to message, its description mentions that you have to whisper the message.
Does it?
Let me double
Maybe
check
I
that.
clicked on
That's what the Reddit comment said. Let me make sure that's true. Yeah.
The target
point your
and only
finger-
the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
It's funny.
You do have to whisper
a
it, but
message.
the target and only the
only
target.
the target. So does that imply your mouth is just moving and no one else can hear it? That's kind of interesting.
I think it is something like I go to rub my nose and just whisper behind it or something. My snout, I guess. I have a whole like fucking jaw, like so I'm sure it's very good.
I bet so. And you're doing magic, so Sly gives you a little bit of funny look. He's not going to make a comment. You gather he's probably used to people he's working with trying to talk to each other in the room that he's in.
I guess he doesn't know who I'm. Oh no, I do.
Messaging, yeah. Which I feel like that's much easier. You just put your hand in your pocket and fucking make yourself look like you got a boner or some shit. Yeah, does that make you giggle? So Cade will make a little bit of a face for a second, and he's trying to figure out. He can't respond mentally, can he?
Yeah, with message. That's a shtick. You can reply to them.
Reply in a whisper that only you can hear. He's just gonna decide. Cade will take a cigarette out, put the cigarette in his mouth, and respond while he's putting the cigarette in his mouth. I'll say,
Randy knocks it out of his mouth before he can finish.
I trust Sly to look over things.
Sounds like he does not want to go. I'm not going to ask then. No, if you can look these over and give us the information by tomorrow morning, it would be much appreciated. We've got a few other things that we're trying to attend to tonight.
This is what I do, partner. This is well worth dropping my other plans for the day. Hopefully we'll have you a very solid sit rep, a mission prep, if you will, in the morning.
You did say this was above both of our pay grades. Sounds like we're due for a raise, my friend. Chris scoops up
gestures to the 2,000 platinum he put on y'all's table.
We're not paid in advance. That was for the last one. I stuff it in with the. Actually, I think I pick it up and I'm encumbered because I have too much gold on me already. I try to pick it up and struggle and just sit it there.
Oh, that's a good point. Sly's pretty bright. He'll say, you said they was minting gold coins. Yeah, I imagine y'all got a pretty solid haul from their raw materials.
We acquired some elemental.
He says, like looking like a sumo wrestler is. Oh, it's been a night. Y'all don't have a safe, but I'm sure y'all put it away. Y'all have a lockbox somewhere, a big old chest.
But he has eyes on the lockbox, I'm sure.
That's true. Good point.
He gave us the safe. He knows the combination.
He'll say, of course, I am willing to pay you. If you want your pay for this next mission of half of it up front, that can be arranged. I don't have it on me, but
you've been more than generous. I'm mostly just we're getting in deep, and things are getting a little more dangerous.
Yeah, don't remind me. I'll be glad when this is all over. I'm starting to wish I'd never had Cade pick you all up. No offense.
Yeah, fuck you, Cade. No. There was something else I was gonna say though.
I throw a snouter Marcus way at that statement and be like, well, I guess you could have died in your sleep to a brain bug or a chip or something. None the wiser. Ignorance is bliss, right?
That's a fair point. Speaking of chips, y'all got some pieces of that. Is that something else y'all interested in handing over?
No offense. We have a contact that we think might be able to provide us some information. I'd like to hold on to those.
Miss DeCanneth could do more with it than we could, I imagine.
We have we have multiple chips. I think we've given him some already, correct?
You know that may be true. You may have already given him one because y'all have collected a couple. I'll have to triple check my 30 sessions of notes, but
I think
I'll
we
check that out.
gave him like one of the ones we had multiple of, like one of the fairs or something. No, I believe that's. I don't think I have anything else of him. Anybody else?
Devin's over here like all this chip talk's making me want to. He reaches over, grabs a chip for a snack.
God, I
Man,
had some
that's-
fucking tortilla chips with a lime and. Ugh.
So it's just I've got El Rio salsa right here, which is hard to resist. All right. Okay. Sounds like y'all discussed with Sly what you will, so he takes his leave. He does maybe have a discussion with Cade. You gather it's more like a sit rep situation. How are things going here? You know, and he's updating. Sly is updating Cade about stuff at the theater, or just kind of eyes stuff in general. They have a brief conversation and kind of get up to speed. Before Sly does leave with the map and stuff, and is going to go and check that out or burn it. Who knows? Y'all left it with him, and y'all have to find out. All right, y'all. Y'all have the that was probably. You look very stressed, y'all.
Just
That
like,
made me giggle. You guys have the rest of the day. It's still probably maybe mid-morning, 10, 11, something like that after a meeting with Sly. I'm assuming you guys are semi-early risers. You don't have any clocks. You don't know any better. Anything else y'all like? What would y'all like to do with the rest of your day? It sounds like y'all are going to try to move around Sharn the rest of the day and take a rest tonight. Do you guys want to take a break now, or do you want to do whatever scene is next?
Break now would be good because I'm going to use 8 hours of today to either do enchantment on Echo's bow or copy some spells. And I'll figure that out over break.
works for me.
Let's take our 10. We'll be back at 10:37. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Spelljammer 998, where we're doing some stuff and things. Don't make fun of my dad noises. Doing some stuff and things. You guys just finished speaking with Sly. Y'all squared away some business with him. Essentially, you've sent him back to the theater with the maps you guys found in the Golden Cog, where he's promised to more or less spend the rest of his day looking over those documents to do his best to give you guys a sit rep tomorrow morning before you guys go into the belly of the beast, for lack of a better term. You have the rest of the day to do as you please. Demos, it sounds like, is doing some homework for like some wizard shit. You guys also now have a veritable fortune. I did not get a chance to really get that rolling. You guys have roughly in the neighborhood of 80,000 gold at your disposal now.
$1 bills, y'all.
I did give you guys a large amount for a specific reason, but we'll see how that goes.
I wanted like a large Scrooge McDuck coin bowl.
About it.
Dive into it.
Also, Devin, I've got to change one of those that I sent you.
It's fine.
Because apparently you can't learn cantrips through Spell Scroll. It won't
Yeah.
let me add them.
Interesting. All right, man. How would you like to spend the rest of your off day? Like, y'all need a break. Like, fucking. Well, there's some kind of joke here about how this generation doesn't work hard enough or something.
Well, we've got to. I think we've got to go see Vera.
Should definitely do that.
Oh boy. Y'all can definitely go see Vera. So, do y'all. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Do y'all want to do that first, or do you want to take care of the errands that I know you want to do today, Randy?
It doesn't matter, man. I don't really care about the order. It won't take me a particularly long time, I don't think.
Okay. I just didn't want you. I don't want you to run out of time to do that.
That's fair. I'll just go ahead and knock it out. I'd probably do it while Deimos was working on spell stuff.
Okay. Okay. I must say, I have a whole scene prepared for when y'all go to see Vera. So let's go ahead and knock your errand out first, real quick. Errands.
Cool. Yep. Gonna run to town and find me the nicest spaced western store there is.
Oh, well, if none of yins are opposed, sorry, I feel my alcohol kicking in, my energy's coming back. If none of yins are opposed, I'm going to move y'all to this here meat that shows the city of Sharn. Here you go, that I had to scramble to put up in the middle of a session, however many sessions ago. Cordo was here, phenomenal. I like to think that applies to like all of Sharn. Cordo was here at one point.
At this point, yeah.
So, you go back. I like to think you go back to there's a place in Tavik's Landing. That's where the compromised shopkeep. That's where the Perfect Expanse takeaway was. You avoid that store by a country mile, I imagine. You do find that's the fine goods shop. It doesn't take you long. There are quite a few what we would call weavers in Final Fantasy XIV. People that make outfits and stuff. Quite a few shops that sell that kind of thing. You do find all kinds of any kind of clothing or style you could imagine would be available in Sharn. You find a store that caters to a kind of western-y wear and mosey on in, and shopkeep looks a little surprised to see a Thrycreen, but greets you with a smile and asks how they can help you.
What, you ain't never seen a Thrycreen with a cowboy hat and a duster before? Come on.
We don't get many Outworlders here, but Offworlders here, but I imagine your coin's good as anybody else's.
All right,
Better
partner.
even.
Yeah, it could be even better. It could be extra counterfeit. I didn't say that out loud. I'll head over there and I'll say, hey buddy, listen, I got a good friend that this hat actually came from him, and I want to get him something nice to repay the favor a little bit, but I want to add a little extra something to it, if you don't mind.
Do it.
Something a little magical, something that might put him at ease in times of great need.
I think that's something we can do. We have a partnership with another. He lists a name of a store further down the district. That they can apply certain things to certain pieces of clothing. You want a hat specifically. And of course, this is the part where the salesman comes out in the person and they go walking out of behind the counter and pull a gun on you. No, I'm just kidding. They go walking around out of the counter and take you over to where their hats are and are like they're doing the salesman thing. They're telling you about each hat and the qualities of each hat or whatever. But as they kind of get done with their spiel, they're and then, of course, we would have to send this to the shop we mentioned earlier. They could have it turned out in a couple of days. If you wanted to pay a little extra, they could have it turned out sooner. Obviously, the more people they have working on it, the faster they get it done. But the cost.
Hang on. I think my internet's goofing. Give me just a second.
It's okay. I just burped up my nose and it hurt. Beer burps.
While he's doing that, Barbara's not here, is she?
Well, she's local, but
Can she hear Joey?
she can hear you.
I was going to suggest Deimos is pulling a spell out of that Book of Darkness. Well, not pulling it out of it, it's still there, but he's going to sort of low-key, like, me and Drix did some reading and picked up a few things. I don't know if you're feeling like much of a bookworm today. Dot, 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 dot. Just wanted to
She says
present
go
it.
for it.
One more time.
She says go for it.
Well, I'm suggesting for Zephyr to crack into it
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, Zephyr will take a crack at it.
Take a look into it.
while I'm doing homework. Zephyr comes in, looks over my shoulder, starts seizing.
All right. Let me see
Go
here.
back,
Book of Darkness. So he's not studied the book any though, has he?
He studied it one time. I think we all did it once, and then me and Drix did it in addition.
So he has the necrotic damage thing.
Yeah.
So But y'all did some of this in multiple days, or excuse me, in the same day. So Zephyr will get the ability to, whenever a caster casts a spell, they may flavor their spells as being some form of darkness. I like to imagine for Zephyr that's a little duplicative. Most of his spells already look a lot like darkness. For reasons. That's actually the one where he needs to make a wisdom save. Hold on. Let me check something real fast. I just want to look at something real quick. I've picked up, for some reason, I picked up a wine key to fiddle with. I have a problem. Dude, learning to open wine was the worst part of working in a restaurant of serving tables.
Do wine service.
Yeah, opening a bottle at a table, nerve-wracking. What's your alignment there, Zephyr? Is it on your character sheet?
Chaotic sexy.
What was that?
My alignment.
His alignment. So, lawful evil.
Leans a little to the left.
Yeah, lawful evil. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Lawful.
I
evil.
need. I mean,
What?
it kind of makes sense for Zephyr. I consider myself, like in real life, to be lawful evil. Zephyr, go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw for me, please. As you spend a little more time checking that
24.
book out. 24, yeah. Similar to Drix, you pass out. Maybe not quite as long. Oh no, Drix failed. You don't pass out. You almost pass out. As you get the idea that this book is bending you, attempting to bend your, I guess I'll just say alignment since I started asking about alignment, attempting to bend your personality and your alignment a little more towards the source of its knowledge. But other than that, you don't feel any ill effects. You could, of course. Let me see here. There are spells in there. Is there a particular spell you're trying to give him? That's a wisdom.
No. I pulled a spell out. I've got Ray of Enfeeblement and Wither and Bloom from it. I wasn't asking him to read it for that so much as I was. I feel like he would get a little extra something. Maybe I was trying to make sure we all get all our superpowers before we go into this fight.
Hold on. I'm reading some of my notes. No, he got his ability already because he spent some time with it. Zephyr, there are quite a few references to the night as a wellspring of darkness. There are a couple of description of the night as an apathetic source of darkness. The night being and I'm going to give Zephyr this information since he's familiar with the night. Some of the tag... I will not. I can't. A creature from the outer realms, dedicated to maintaining the existence of darkness. It normally does not give or take. And even the oldest texts have scarce information on why it would give darkness willingly. So I'll let you chew on that, Zephyr.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, I'll let you chew on that a little bit. That being said, it looks like there's you have to spend quite a bit with the book before you have to make another wisdom save. But
Zephyr's shook. Little shook.
Yeah, Zephyr is shook. Maybe you'll get to meet the night one day. What's this?
Maybe he doesn't truly want to. Maybe that's a little scary.
And we'll see. I have an idea. Oh, y'all won't get to see that this campaign. Alright. Well, in 3 years, remind me that I teased y'all about this. Anyway.
Okay.
Same.
Also, is the night the forget his name, Heath Ledger's night from A Knight's Tale? Because come on. make
No, sir.
my great movie.
I know what you're talking about. I know who Heath Ledger is. Anyway.
They're talking about Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
Yeah. Fucking
I mean-
Chaucer and shit.
Chaucer, like the guy that wrote the Canterbury Tales
A Knight's Tale is based off of The Knight's Tale.
and the
by
Canterbury
Geoffrey
Tales.
Chaucer. And well, loosely based on it. Very good movie. Highly recommend it.
I think I can still recite the prologue in Old English and Middle English. Something we had in I can't do it now that I've said that. Juan thought of Brillosaurus Soto, the drowses march of Persa to Tharota, and both at every vanished which liquor, of which virtue engendered is the floor. Juan Zephyrus eke with his is sweet to breathe. I'll maybe do it later. I don't want to keep trying to dig for the last 4 lines. Something we had to do in AP Lit. Didn't think I would do it, and I did it. Randy, sorry for the distractions.
I'm back. I think I heard most of what you said. The only thing is, you were showing me hats, and you said, "Here's some other hats. We got to take them down to the other place, and they got to do some stuff to them."
Yeah, so they told you that they have an agreement with an enchanting shop essentially that they could have it done in a couple of days. If you wanted it done faster, you would have to pay extra. They would have more people. If you remember, enchanting rules is like 25 gold per person per day, so they could have like 3 or 4 people work on it instead and get it done faster. But you just have to pay more to have those extra people work on it. Pardon.
Mm-hmm.
But they have lots of hats. I was going to let you to kind of describe the hat. They have a pretty wide variety.
I don't feel like Cade would wear anything that's like too like over the top. So I'm
It
thinking
ain't a
more
Doug
like,
Dimmadome hat.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, I don't know. Maybe Randy doesn't have good taste, but he's wearing one of Cade's hats, so he's probably he'll probably just take the one off his head for the first time. Like he even sleeps with it on now, and he'll sort of like poke his finger through the antenna holes he cut out to make sure nothing's like tearing or anything. And he'll try to compare his hat to like what's up there to try to buy him something as close to what he took from him originally as he could. But new, maybe it's a little bit fancier, so like it's a.
I was about to say, in a shop like this, it's hard to find one. Cade's is probably very efficient, kind of middle of the road. Like it's very tough and worn, and not as It's very tough, but not as fancy looking. But you do find one as close as you can find to what he has. It's probably one of the. It's probably like It's probably the fancy shop's equivalent of like the best buck for your bargain, essentially. The best, y'all know what I'm trying to say, fuck it. You do find him a brown, kind of plain-ish looking hat. The biggest difference would be the stitching is much nicer, a lot thicker. It looks a lot sturdier. The hat itself is a lot thicker and sturdier. Looks like it would hold up to a lot more wear and tear.
Probably get him that and like make sure it has like a nice little, like the band that goes around like the top part, and make sure that that's sort of like clean and it's a different color to sort of give it a little contrast and stuff.
Is it leather or is it a 6X, 7X? The cowboy hats have a hardness. The higher the X, the more the hardness. Is it like a hard hat, or is it made of leather?
No, I don't think Cade's going out and doing too much of that anymore. I'm thinking more like just a regular old leather hat, or a nice looking leather hat, because you can make those look a little, fancier, more ornate, give them some more decoration.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm about to tell on myself real hard, but I wore a fedora to one of my high school proms.
Okay, well, it's not one of those.
That's what I thought of.
No, it's more like a.
Not one of those. It was one of the.
I am not shitting y'all. For most of that prom, I sat and played cards, like dealt cards and played blackjack.
I'm thinking like I don't know how much.
I was a weird kid.
Like Critical Role Season 3 that I'm totally plugging on our current YouTube channel, which you should like and subscribe to. But
he's right.
In Season 3, the hat that Robbie Damon wears sometimes, like that just sort of smooth-brimmed black hat that's a little bit larger. I'm thinking something like that, but more like a dark brown leather with some nice stitching around the rim, and like the band is just a different color to sort of give it some accent.
So I've not seen it, so I'm curious. Is it flat all the way around, or is the sides curled?
It is flat all the way around.
No, it's just flat all the way around.
It is flat all the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Good visual. Thank you for providing
Here-
visual reference for our audience.
Here is
oh!
Laura Bailey imitating him, but that's the same kind of hat.
That's not a cowboy hat, but I'll accept it.
No, it's not. But it's just sort of larger. It's a little bit oversized, and it's not like a true traditional cowboy hat. But in my brain, it's like sort of what I was thinking about when I thought getting him a nicer version of one.
No, I like it. I like straw hats, and they look like that a lot.
Yeah, see, look at that one.
His does look like a cowboy hat. All right,
Yeah, see,
that
it's got like
that's
that
like
little, it's got that band around
a
it. but it's
boonie
all-
hat. I think
Yeah.
we would call that. It's a boonie hat.
You know what's really funny?
Okay.
It's
That's
not
what
even
Robbie
just.
Damon looks like.
What's really funny is it's not a hat.
He has a
This
bunch
man
like that. I
Has
see.
numerous,
Oh, he
Yeah.
does.
which
Doesn't
I didn't realize until I was searching through.
I have
Let's see.
never seen what he looks like. This is eye-opening for me. He's.
Yeah,
don't get
see,
me wrong. I
that
don't.
bottom
I don't
one?
swing that way. He's much more attractive than I was
Oh
expecting.
yeah, he's a very handsome
uh,
dude. The Kith and Kin audiobook, he narrates it and he does a very good job. He's a very good voice actor.
You know, it's
I
funny
do
you said
look
that
like it.
out loud because literally I was talking to Lauren today and we were talking about the voice actor for Gojo and she was like, it's really funny because most of the time the guys that have like a really nice smooth voice in anime, like you see them in real life and they're like 5'2" and like squatty. And I was like, you know what? That's not always true. I was like, check out this voice actor, and I literally pulled up a picture of Robbie Damon and showed it to her, and I was like, that's a handsome man.
That's
so
just
funny.
not what I was expecting, to be honest. I thought he looked. You know, I'm gonna stop in case I say something not great.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So either that first
The
hat, that he's
consensus is
actually-
you're handsome, Robbie Damon. Also, plug us on your socials, please.
like and subscribe to our channel immediately.
This video is getting Robbie Damon tagged in the YouTube tags. Anyway, oh god, we're so distracted today. You get him a nice hat that looks kind of like Robbie Damon's hat. I think those are. I would call them boonie hats. I'm going. Okay. Do you want them to? You want them to do the thing to it? I know what you're wanting to put on it.
Lead with the thing.
Do you want them to just handle that? Do you want it expedited?
How much would it cost to get a rush job?
When do you want it?
I mean, I don't know. It's still early in the day. Can I pick it up tonight or tomorrow?
How much gold do you have?
That
You
first.
You know, they. Yeah, I was about to say they look a little, but they see all your adventuring gear. You know, most people in Eberron understand that adventurers make fucking bank. I will need to. Usually, same day pickups are very expensive. This hat would be around 200 gold. Usually, you're probably looking at close to 500 to pick it up this evening.
Well,
Kate is worth it. Do it.
yeah.
Fuck,
I was gonna
take an extra 100 for a delivery fee.
I was gonna. Yeah, you know what? I'll pay you the 500 right now. I'll come back. I got another errand run. Not today, but like in the future.
So this is one of the nicer, higher end kitchen shops, and their eyes go boom. They look a little surprised. You're able to just pay it. You know, you get the idea. They're used to like, okay, here's 250. I'll bring back 250, etc., etc.
Hey, that reminds me. If you're gonna do it that way, and I take mine off and put it down and say, can you give this one a little special treatment too? How much that gonna run me?
Another
Oh,
500.
the same one. Oh, you don't have to buy the hat. I guess it's gonna be close to 300 if you want to pick it up tonight.
All right, I'll bring you the 300 later. I'm good for it.
No, Amos is paying her in full to like get. Can we have it delivered to our place of business residency? I'm sure they could hire a courier in the city. I feel like that's,
Yeah.
surely there's a fucking Uber Eats or something around here. Uber hats.
This is for a fee. I'm actually imagining like for a delivery fee, like 50 gold would be plenty to have it delivered.
Damon's
Like-
got a little bit of money, and he's like, just take all of it. It doesn't matter. Here, take some of this, take some of that. I'll flip you an extra gold.
I'm a college student. We Grubhub everything. Let me tell you, like
Dude,
I've not been in a restaurant in years.
if I lived in a place where we could Grubhub or DoorDash, I would be broke.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right,
that's not true. I want to walk everywhere.
I'll expect it delivered later
Okay.
tonight.
What is that total? 5 plus
8.
3 is 8. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm dropping the bucket deal 82,000. All right. Demos is really like, nah, fuck this. Here y'all go. So it's counting.
Deimos
down
will
platinum.
ask, "What did you get? Like, what was the perk?"
Hey, listen, it's gonna be a surprise for him. But I was thinking about him the other day. Mine's just getting taken care of. It's getting cleaned up. But I was thinking about him the other day, and I thought I could do something special for him because he seems real panicky. He's on edge a lot. And so it popped in my brain. I knew there was a spell out there, and believe it or not, I read a book to try and make sure I knew the right one. But I thought the spell Calm Emotions might do him some good once a day. He almost got abducted once. He seems real panicky. If he ever thinks he's in a jam, I'm going to tell him just tip the hat, cast a spell, and see if you can weasel your way out of there.
That's pretty slick, actually. Especially if it gives him, he can cast it on himself, or he can cast it on somebody he's with if he needs to. That does provide some perks for a man in his line of business.
That was a big inspiration for me in Sly's Secrets to Subterfuge. I want to put a bunch of magical items in there. One of them is going to be Westwood's hat. It's going to do a couple of things like that. It was a big point of inspiration for me. I'm excited to workshop the item.
That is neat. I like that.
So yeah, I think he'll appreciate it. I'll be like, I owe you this, and give him the hat, tell him how it works, and see if I think it might be a placebo thing. You might not ever use it, but as knowing he can, might make him feel like
Just give him a regular hat.
Yeah, grab this and squeeze it real hard, and it'll make you feel better.
My lucky hat.
Lucky hat's an even better item name. All right.
There's like the lucky hat that's just the Calm Emotion, and then there's Westwood's hat that's like the super
several
rare
things.
version.
Yeah, it's the spies item. That's the idea behind Sly Secrets to Subterfuge. Is all like spy themed items and all those adamantine mithril weapons that I'm making and stuff. That's gonna be like the meat of it. Anyway, maybe some spells. We'll see. I gotta talk to you about that later date. Anyway, because I want maybe Demos to create some of those spells. We'll see. Anyway,
I did actually make some for Storm King's Thunder for certain creatures.
Oh, these all to be space themed or like gravity themed. We'll see. I may not have time to get to actually making those spells, but we'll see.
What we were talking about, we talked about it being unprecedented. But I just found something that does it from Strixhaven. So I was looking at a different spell from there. But we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to go all the way back to when I said unprecedented. That's interesting. I would like to see the Strixhaven thing. Strixhaven also has that one spell that's so controversial. I think it's Silvery Barbs, that everyone thinks is super OP.
Silvery Barb's pretty solid.
Anyway, anything else while you're gallivanting about, Randy, before y'all go see Vera? And also, while he's thinking about that, does anybody else have anything they want to do while you're in town before you go see Vera?
We're in Sharn, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Zephyr
sir.
wants to go get a fucking starving crazed weasel from the Sharn barn.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
I need a
Okay.
weasel companion.
I love the
Need a
anti-snake
weasel.
sentiment. Got it. Ricky Tikki Tavi, bitch.
And if I
Harvest
get a
comes out of
weasel,
nowhere.
it'll fit like in my little cloak, like there where the pauldron is. He'll come out of the shoulder piece.
The Ricky
Pocket weasel.
Ricky Tikki Tavi reference broke me for a second.
Oh, we can just name it Ricky.
Yeah, he's Ricky
That-
I
Bobby.
love Ricky. Okay.
That lives deep in my memory, like the death and
Oh,
funeral of Robert McGee or whatever it was. All right. Okay, you go back to the Sharn barn. Y'all haven't been in there in a minute. You guys haven't sent anything back in a minute. So you guys go in there. Who was in there last time? This time, last time a big solid Warforged was in there. This time standing at the front is Moonin. You guys have met before. He's a shifter. I keep mixing up shifters and changelings. He's a shifter. So he's a humanoid that looks a lot like a bird. He can look more bird-like if he chooses to shift. Y'all have never seen that before. He also has this crazy-looking glass eye in one of his eyes. One of his eyes has been replaced by this crazy-looking glass eye. And as you come in, he says, "I don't think I can do an Irish accent." He says, "Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen all yins. It's good to see y'all. I noticed you haven't sent anything our ways. All that looking around, that monster hunting doing all right?"
Demos holds up an empty Pokeball and cries silently. We've
That's
come
all right.
across.
You'll get there. You'll get there eventually, lad.
We've come across a few things, but nothing I quite want to take home with me. If you understand, it's like going to a bar on a weeknight. You understand?
I can't understand. I can't understand being picky, but that's all right. I understand. We don't want you sending us mundane stuff.
I think I did eat street corn as Moonin, so that tracks. Not like Mexican street corn, just corn we had on the
Corn.
street. Like
Someone paid you on
Colonel.
corn or something. I don't remember. How can I help y'all? I can't do Irish. It's not gonna happen. I'll keep trying.
Zephyr would approach the desk and, well, or whatever, approach him, I guess, wherever he's standing.
Yes, sir. He's
And-
behind the desk. Yes, sir.
And he's got like an encyclopedia type drawing, like where he's ripped it out of like fucking like an encyclopedia
Book. Yeah.
of a weasel. And he's like, you got any of these?
Oh well, yes, sir. We got a couple of these. You want them this size? You want them bigger? We might could even procure something more exotic.
Do you have a foundry ferret by chance? I think Devin's already forgot what that was.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to decide if I want to say yes and frantically homebrew something over the weekend.
Do you have any magic weasels? Anything spicy?
So they to kind of to keep from like floundering in character, he would tell you he has like a regular weasel pretty quickly. He would tell you they have giant weasels that they have there in the shop. Those are the two things they would have there.
Giant weasel would be medium or large?
I think they are medium creatures, which would make them like close to y'all size, so anywhere between 60 to 100 pounds.
I just need something really vicious that hates snakes and fits in here and kind of lift up his like cloak shoulder pad, like pauldron thing.
Giant weasels are medium, so you want a regular weasel. Interesting.
Regular weasel.
That's
Deimos asks again about magical weasels and or mongooses as he holds his Pokeball.
It's a tiny beast. Okay. So they do, of course, because they're a pet shop. They have quite a few just regular animals. So you are brought back. He brings you back, and as you guys are walking through, have you guys? Oh, I really liked those particular dudes.
Zangoose.
Yeah, Zangoose and Viper was a cool thing, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Anyway. I'm sorry, I have to put my brain together real fast. This is I had no idea what y'all are gonna do this session. This was one of the few things that didn't cross my mind. You are brought back. I'm trying to remember who you guys haven't met. You've met Ruben, you've met Moonin, you've met Q, you've met Arma. Is that everybody? Who's Desmond's character?
The robot with multiple personalities. No, that was Strahd.
Maybe Desmond wasn't in.
No, it wasn't
Strahd?
Desmond. You're right. It was
No, that was Desmond's character. I just think it was Strahd. God,
No,
I'm
yeah.
not looking at my notes right now.
I don't think he was in the thing.
Hmm.
Barbara, I'm gonna paste this here. Actually, I'll put it in NPCs and junk.
You are brought. You are brought to the back. You see. Well, she wants a regular weasel.
Oh, excuse me.
I can
Yeah,
put
one
that-
I can throw at someone.
You
I do it like that. You are introduced to several weasels. You're brought to the back. You guys go to a section you actually haven't been in before, where most of the regular creatures are kept instead of the magical creatures. You are introduced to several weasels. There's kind of a red furred one. There's one that's kind of gray and white. I guess you might call it tabby to give you like a kind of cat coloration. I don't know what colors weasels come in, but there's a red ferret, a tabby ferret, and a white ferret and a black ferret.
I want the black one. It matches my soul.
I don't know, that was gonna. It looks like ferrets come in 8 basic colors: albino, black sable, champagne, chocolate, cinnamon, dark-eyed, white, and sable. I'm gonna pretend that last one doesn't exist. I don't know what that fucking means.
Sable?
Sable is, if you remember what Roman looks like, Roman is a sable.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
that's what I
kind
thought you were saying. I don't know what that one means, but
Anyway, you get a black. Sounds like you're gonna get a black sable. Black. God damn it, a black ferret. All right. It is only about 75 gold. It is a small animal. It's not magical. Doesn't cost y'all a terrible amount. That might actually be way too much.
and then we need 25 gold for ferret food and accessories, and you got to get it a pin and a little ball that it can roll around the house in.
Hi, and speaking of balls, you got any of these ones that you can like use again and again on the same weasel?
I would like to recant that. It's a challenge 0 creature. It's like 15 gold.
And you say it's
Whoa.
not magical, but it's not magical yet.
Okay.
Can we get more
Oh my
masterful?
This ferret's gonna end up being like the ferret in Critical Role. It just survives like a metric fuck ton of
Oh,
shit that it should
Sprinkle!
have. Sprinkles, thank you. Okay. All right.
Barbara talked
Zeph-
about wanting to make it magical, and this is all I can think of.
Stop.
We got this big old book of transmutation. I mean,
No, Demos. Bad Demos.
Devin's already confirmed we can do alchemy. I'm just saying.
Not that kind of alchemy.
Did you just generate this space weasel? Because this seems like such a specific image to exist.
It is. I did it just now.
That's wonderful. The length of its tail is terrifying.
I kind of like it. I don't want to keep it that way. What do you
Oh, my
name your
black
ferret?
ferret
Zephyr?
weasel? Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful ferret.
Oh, that's a pretty weasel.
Yeah. Are weasels and ferrets the same thing? Did I Google the wrong thing a second ago?
I think they're all in the same family.
But
I
they are
think what
not
you're
the
wanting
same
is like the
thing.
concept of like mongoose, where it's like, cobra killers.
Yeah,
and snake
mongooses are
eaters.
bigger. Ferrets are
Are they?
kind of domesticated and smaller, and weasels are also small, but they're definitely
Wild.
like the wild animal version. Ferrets are mostly domesticated for the.
Yeah,
Oh,
weasel's a
it's-
feral. So.
Oh, shit! This looks like it's right on a fucking red wall. Sorry, I just gotta share that real quick.
Dude, I said the words Redwall campaign a little while back, and Joey was obsessed.
I was gonna have an otter. It was about it. It was gonna have a. It was gonna be an otter ranger with like a salamander as his like animal companion. Devin won't let me have nice things.
I'm sorry, I couldn't read Redwall. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm gonna reread the Warrior Cats instead. It's
Redwall
okay.
is so good.
I just never read it. I'll try again. We'll see. I need some more stuff to read this year. All right, Zephyr, what is your weasel named?
Nova.
Oh, that's
All right.
because you got the cat. That's nice.
All right.
It definitely
Grazie.
goes with the space theme,
Good do. You win. You win the session. You get a highlight.
Listen,
All
So-
right.
achievement. You somehow got another fucking pet. So now we have an autognome, a giant beetle, and a ferret,
A ferret.
and a furry serpent, or feathery serpent.
Does he count though? He's ethereal. He's a fae
He's a
thing.
Familiar, yeah, but I mean he's out by default. Like he's. So it's just
Are
up the
any
street.
are any of the fae actually pets?
Would you say that Caleb's cat was not a cat? Because Caleb would disagree, and so will Deimos.
All right, that's a fair point. I literally have a stuffed animal in the other room that we named Frumpkin. I called it Frumpkin in the store, and Megan was
We
like,
loved
"No, we're
it.
buying it. You named it. You were buying it." And I was like, "God damn it!"
Ancient rules, yeah. You give it a name, you own it.
Yeah, I was mad about it. We still have it. Anyway, is there anything else y'all would like to buy at the store y'all are in? God damn it, y'all really knocked me off my rails with this. At the Charm Barn, Pet Emporium.
Not that I can think of.
If you're not gonna let us buy Pokeballs, I'm done. I don't need anything else.
You guys have like 5? I think Demos bought like
We
5
do have
of them.
five,
Oh,
but most
but
of the
I
enemies
want-
we fought since it.
I want a reusable one. I want one that you assign to a creature, and then it goes and lives inside of it, and then you throw the ball and it comes out. That's what the weasel's gonna do.
Yeah, you can have up to 6 of
They
them.
don't
We need a
have
trinket
anything like that. All of their capture spears. Moonin is the creator of the capture spear. It only lasts a certain amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. This is not a Pokemon campaign. We can do that later down the road if you want.
Right now, 3 of us have pets. All I'm saying is we're most of the way there.
Yeah, we have a giant bug type Pokemon.
Yeah, Ringo's fully evolved. Like Cuckoo's like a Dratini. He's got to be like level 50 before he does anything of note. But
you guys do notice as you leave, there are no direwolves in the shop.
Shh, Devin, don't do this to me. Don't do that to me. I'm not. They are out for a walk. Arma is taking them down by the waterside. It's fine. The one, I know you've already said one is dead. But
believe what you want.
It's been like 2 weeks. Don't kill 2 of my dogs.
I am just fucking with you guys. There are certain details I don't mind leaving up to each person's headcanon. Anyway, I know the rest of you're the only person here that cares about Odin and Luna. I had to bring it to you. But we can fix that later.
I think Moonin goes into the back of the shop and opens it. There's like 50 direwolves in there from like the
pack.
Well, most of that pack got crispied.
I would say most. It was less than half.
You got a chunk of them, though.
I reiterate that was not me. That was how the adventure was written. Them dudes were waiting there for you when you came out of that place. I decided to throw the fireball, but...
Devin kills dogs. That's just, that's all y'all need to know.
Anything to make y'all feel pain. Yeah, so I'm about to do 3, 2, 1. Anything else y'all want to purchase while you're here at Barn Pet Emporium? The Wizards Weasleys, the Wizards...
Wily
No,
Weasley.
but Zephyr's gonna lean over to Demos and he's gonna be like, "You got to find a way to make this ferret magical."
I know.
This is your next task for me. And he's gonna look him at, like, put his hand on his shoulder and kind of like give him a good shake for me.
He doesn't want an item. He wants a magical ferret.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Well, you better learn.
Hey, can we make it like a mink stole that casts, like, I don't know, fucking...
Enchant the weasel.
I'm gonna give it enlarge reduce, but it's only reduce, so it shrinks itself, and that's the only thing I can do. Magic weasel.
Oh, little Ant-Man.
You know, that would be honestly really good for, like, subterfuge and, like, sneaking around and shit, so, go for it.
A ferret with, like, this super organic armor made of, like, fucking watermelon rinds or some shit. Like, the armor's enchanted.
Badass battle armor, dude.
Bro,
if I give it a collar that has enlarge reduce, can it like become a giant ferret when she needs it to?
I don't know that it could cast the spell, but I think Zephyr could.
Command word.
It can't speak.
Command word. Oh fuck, a snake.
I was wondering, this is probably really far-fetched, but could you teach, could you also teach it, like, I don't know, how to use, there's no way because it can't cast it, but like I was thinking message or like telepathy or something. Then you can make it tiny, let it go infiltrate places, and just send back like what's going on in there.
Psychic weasel?
If I give it some cordospores on purpose, would it like gain psionic powers?
Alright, firstly,
Give
that's
me a mushroom
fucked
weasel.
up. Secondly,
listen, it's in the room for though. It already has for it.
Intentionally give it fucking a parasite.
We just went from space adventurers to animal testing real fast.
Listen, I was just lying in bed thinking about how I wanted a magic space weasel, okay?
I'm honestly about it.
Alright, that's thread worthy. We're gonna have a thread this week about turning Nova into a magical space weasel. Boo exists, the space hamster, so Nova will have a place in this personal canon universe somewhere.
Is that the dude with the purple head?
No, Boo is a space hamster. A regular size.
So you're right.
Yeah, Minsk is his like ally. There's Minsk and Boo. Minsk is the person. Boo is a space hamster, a regular sized hamster. That's a space hamster. Space hamsters, regular space hamsters, are grizzly bear sized, but they're hamsters. Spelljammer is weird.
I didn't know why his head was purple.
That's wild.
That's wild. Is that Minsk?
Yeah, he does have a
That's
little
wild.
So yeah, I don't know anything about Minsk and Boo besides the stuff I just said. They're like iconic Spelljammer characters. I should know a little more about them, but
He's also in Poltergeist.
that's very likely. Like I said, they're pretty iconic D&D characters that come out of Spelljammer, but I just don't know much about it because I was not born when Spelljammer was at its peak. So, me bitching about the Spelljammer supplement, which sucks and skips all kinds of the good shit. Apparently, go ahead, Josh.
While they're picking a name and stuff and arguing over whether or not you can make a space weasel magical, I'm just gonna shoot a message to Drix and be like, "Dadgum, she spent like 15 gold on a snack. That's weird. That's a pricey meal."
Yeah, right. There's plenty you can just pick off the ground.
Oh,
That's going in the supercut. I guess you use volume. Doesn't help you if I make a little hand signal for supercuts. Anyway,
I can just start listening to the whole sessions. It's fine. What else am I gonna do?
Nah, man, don't do that to yourself. I don't listen to the whole sessions. Anyway,
You do it for
okay.
guts, though. That is well.
That's true. I guess I could start picking out. That's a good point. During notes, I can start time stamping. I'm glad you said that. That's a good thought. I can start time stamping quotes while I'm re-listening for supercuts and stuff. Also, God damn it, I could wait 45 minutes for me to say this to Ben. We may have some stuff for you to post soon, Ben. Anyway.
Ooh.
Anything else at the place, at the pet shop? All right, you guys have a new companion, Nova, the soon-to-be magical space weasel. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you go talk to Vera? The thing you were going to do.
That sounds like a children's book title, by the way.
Makes me think of
Soon to be,
Stella, the bat Stella.
Oh,
Incidentally,
yeah.
my other cat's name is Stella. I have a Nova and I have a Stella. So,
That's pretty
I'm
weird.
kind of jealous. I love all the
little
celestial.
40 babies.
Yeah, I love Torty babies.
Yeah,
I love
Kenny.
my Torty. I love Finny.
No, I feel
Oh.
like, seeing the Buggo boys kind of like side-eyeing with their little creepy little buggy eyes. My weasel, I'm just going to stuff it into my pauldron. Be like,
30 seconds of protein.
Oh, so I was about to say normally there would be some animal handling checks, but upon feeling the that looks like a snack energy that the buggos have, the weasel is like, oh god no, and like tucks itself up under your pauldron, and it's very buddy with you when you kind of hide it from their gaze. Nova's very happy to have someone on his side, his or her side.
I'm going to get him certified as an emotional support animal.
Little
That's
collar.
Give him one of those little red vests.
I like to imagine that because Cuckoo is snake-like, that the weasel keeps trying to eat my fucking fictitious serpent, and Deimos has to like take some time every day just to recast fucking
It's like the
Find
little
Familiar.
the like where they run all over you or whatever. They're like, okay. Anything anything else before you guys go talk to Farrah?
GF makes me uncomfortable. That's all I have to say.
The mantis, yeah. I kind of like it. I really wish I knew what. I wish I knew what cartoon you're referencing there. It looks so familiar, but I don't know.
Oh,
what it
I
is.
am Weasel.
Before my time.
I are baboon.
I'll never
It's
tell you
almost
all.
before my time. Yeah.
I could never explain how angry I was that like Sonic the Hedgehog, which I loved, was going off of television about the time I was old enough to watch TV. So like I saw like 2 episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, I was mad about it. Anyway, y'all go visit Vera, it sounds like. Don't hear no complaints. Sounds like y'all are going to go talk to Vera. Oh boy! Let me make sure I don't mess this up. I will. Spoiler alert. So, yeah, it's funny you said that. I thought earlier in the week I was gonna say when y'all rolled up, the warehouse is burned to the ground. No, not really, obviously. So, I think this is how I wanted to do this. Before you guys get into the warehouse, let me move your map before I forget. because I will. I don't have enough beer for this. I don't have enough beer to roleplay what I'm about to have to roleplay. I don't know that I even can. I'm about to find out. Well, it sounds like you're not listening. Anyway, you guys here, before you get in the door, so for those of you that haven't seen this map in a long time, which is all of us, this is kind of where the big bay door is into the warehouse. Before you get into the warehouse, you can hear some raised voices. And it doesn't take you a terrible amount of time. You know, y'all are both familiar with Vera and Bree, and you can hear them not shouting at each other, but they seem to be in the middle of a fairly heated argument.
I don't understand if that's awkward or not. I'm going in.
Okay.
It's Vera
Yeah,
and
bugs don't understand social cues.
And Bree.
Read it.
part of me wants to eavesdrop first, but now let's go.
Okay. So you might get, let me see here. Let me give you a piece of dialogue. So you might hear, you know, Breeze in the middle of, could you really pass this kind of opportunity? And she stops as you guys come through the door. It sounds like y'all are just going to walk right in. They both turn to look at you, and you guys could see that they were in the little office area here. I need to slap Breeze's token down at some point. And they both kind of turn their heads as soon as y'all come in. They look a little surprised. Both of them probably looking a little flustered. They do look like they've been arguing. And Bree kind of cuts away from Vera a little bit abruptly and like glowers at Vera's desk a little bit. And Vera takes a deep breath. She says, "It's been a little while. How are you guys?"
You've been busy. We've got some things we'd like you to take a look at if you're available.
She looks at Bree.
Not a
And
bad
she looks,
time.
she looks at Bree, looks back to you guys. She says, "We have time to discuss this later." You can see Bree looks a little bit peeved, not terribly. She says, "What can I help you guys with?"
No. Randy sits on a box and he looks over. He's like, "No, you can finish it. It's fine. I'll wait." Got his feet propped.
Maybe we could help you through it. You know, I've was an assistant counselor at Morgrave for a semester, so you know I might be able to provide some help you ease through this discussion.
Drix is gonna whisper over to Randy. He's like, "We should leave," and then he sits down.
Bree, you seem awfully upset.
Leave, but we won't.
Can you use some I statements to tell me how you feel about Vera's decisions?
All right, I need 2 persuasion checks. I don't care if it's one person with advantage or 2 people roll it, but I need something.
Persuasion's charisma. That's a Zephyr. Right?
It's definitely Zephyr. And when Drix says that and then sits down, I pull out like a small container of mystery meat in the shape of popcorns and sort of like hold it over to him a little bit. I'm like, "Hey,
Looks like the weasel.
Reaches in and
I don't
plunks.
even want to know what it is.
I brought snacks. This could be fun."
Yeah, Randy's here eating a fucking rat he picked up off the street. She paid 15 gold for that thing. Stupid bitch.
It's just raw.
Ooh, you can roll with advantage. Seth.
Yeah, let's see that advantage. 19, much better. Zephyr, do you have anything you want to add to their little spills there?
Sorry, I was going to Pepto-Bismol, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, homie.
So I missed
I know
that little snippet, sorry.
It's okay. I know
Bree
you're
and Vera are
working.
quarreling, as
Yeah.
lovers often do.
He doesn't have to do anything. He just goes in there and he swooshes his hair like a dreamy emo boy and sparkles.
What's wrong, ladies?
That's fair. Okay, I like that. So,
Ladies,
you know, of course,
ladies, you don't have to fight over me. It's okay.
Bree being the one that has been the most interested in you, Kind of sees you like she does the thing where like she looks you up and down, looks just a little ashamed, looks at the ground, and so when you guys say that, Vera doesn't seem to want to answer, but Bree kind of is that supposed to be the guy from Twilight? Anyway, Bree kind of looks away from the desk that she was glaring at and looks over and she kind of sniffs. She's like, Vera doesn't want to go with us on our magnificent journey.
Vera, how could you? No. Well, Bree, we are taking quite an extended journey. I think that Vera has a right to decide if she chooses to do that or stay connected to her assets and responsibilities here on Charn.
Oh, Bree looks very unhappy.
I elbow Drix while it's happening, and then say, hey, watch this. And I do my worst, the most god-awful chicken impersonation you've ever heard a mantis try to vocalize, but, like, I don't speak, so it's just like a bunch of dry cream chicken noises.
Preaching.
Vera, is there...
Bree and Vera are like, the fuck?
Vera, is there a reason that you're reluctant to join us? This is, and I think I'm saying this right, she's the one who's making it, right? I think she's the one who's making this Starbreaker helm.
Bree is making the Starbreaker helm.
Bree is.
Vera makes the auto gnomes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you guys can see, she didn't seem unaware that you guys are involved in this, but you can see that it kind of all put together for her. She's y'all are the ones doing this with her. Y'all are the ones taking her to the edge of the fucking galaxy. And you see the pieces kind of fall in place for her. Do y'all understand what could be going on? This whole fucking ship could explode when you all get to the edge. No one has ever been past it.
If only we were so lucky.
You could all fucking die.
I
have a career here. I have. All right, I need to read Vera's things.
I know.
I just can't pack up my whole career and leave my entire passions behind. Thiles needs me. The House Cannith needs me. I can't just leave. Vera says you all will be gone for 9 months before you reach the storm. What are we supposed to do with all the fucking auto gnomes? You can see at this point, Bree's got this look on her face like, Vera never says fuck this much. And she's kind of like,
Well, truth be told, what we are doing is rather dangerous. And your valid your desires to stay here, we're not faulting you for that. What I do think, Bree wants to be on the forefront of this. This is something she's put her life's work in. It is her auto gnome. She is going to be doing something that is unprecedented. And by and large, when making those types of leaps and advancements, it is not something done without risk in any field. Things could go terribly wrong.
and you're just gonna
But
let her
we'll
go.
learn regardless of the result.
And you're just gonna let her go with you, a civilian go with you.
She is free to choose what she does. As are you. He says, sort of giving a pointed look to Bree. Or saying that to Vera, but giving a look to Bree, like she can stay if she wants to, you know?
Well, I think you guys would gather pretty quickly, having walked in on this argument. That's what they were arguing about. Bree very much was planning to go with you guys, and they were arguing about that. Bree will speak up at this point. I can't differentiate my female voices. I apologize. She says, "Oh, what do you plan to do with A1 when they leave? You just gonna let him go off into the unknown with them? Are you gonna guard him yourself?" And you can see Vera looking a little frustrated that she's brought up something Vera has obviously been trying not to think about. And I like to think at that point Vera will kind of spin on you guys. She's like, well, "What are y'all's plans? Are you going to drop him back off and break your contract?"
I mean, don't take it and break her contract? What's the rules? I don't remember.
If we get him destroyed, that's a no-no. But if he gets destroyed, so do we. So really, there's no consequences.
I'm not worried about it at all. I was literally about to, like, while they were arguing, telepathically say to everyone, "Hey, don't bring up A1. I don't think she knows yet. I don't think she realizes we're taking him."
Oh,
No, at least Bree's been thinking about that.
Mr. Kenneth, or no, this was Bree that just said this, wasn't it?
Bree, yeah, I was kind of asking Vera, like, what are you gonna do when they leave? What are you gonna do with A1?
Truth be told, my mindset, we have not one ship but a fleet. We could travel the edge of the universe. We have 3 ships. It's a small fleet. We can make formations. We can.
You can make a delta formation.
We could take this ship to the edge of the universe, be aboard one of the other ships, and see what is going to occur. And hopefully minimize the risk.
Timestamp was 2 hours and 17 minutes when I saw Devin's side eye and say I did not account for that plan, and I don't like it.
No, I had hoped you guys would think that you have multiple ships and only one has to go into the storm. I'm just so really is anyone else want to add to that before I move on to the next response?
My only thought with this is that if we don't know what's going to happen with this ship, right? So I guess we could suggest it as far as like letting her ride along but not have to fall victim to whatever fate there is. But I'll also say that if the ship like launches the death laser into the ring and like the ship just disappears, well, so did the key to get in and out.
Then we jump our boat, yeah.
And so we're missing out on whatever happens at that point, because instead of
getting new ideas.
Instead of opening the whole universe up, it's more like the ship got through with the key, and now we're stuck without the key.
Well, I imagine we're going to have a crew aboard this ship. A wonderful group of volunteers who will hopefully not have any friends or family to be.
This whole scene was designed to make y'all think.
Deimos. Oh God, my deception is not great enough for this.
So I will say, so while you're contemplating that Bree would kind of speak up. She tells Vera, this is I'm not sure this is a chance I can leave behind. This could be the greatest discovery in recorded history. You can see like Vera is very conflicted. How could you genuinely tell someone you love that they can't go do that? And so and she just looks very conflicted. You can see she's trying not to cry, as y'all are all there. Y'all have come in on this conversation while they were fighting or whatever. She's asking her if she looks and. Y'all, she says to all of you, you understand, you could never come back. No one has ever come back. She looks back to Vera. She says, could you really go knowing that we could never see each other again? And they, they're kind of looking at each other like, this is a tough situation, and they're having a little trouble navigating it.
Zephyr's just gonna kind of mumble, I've gone and come back. Just, whatever, no big deal.
Vera might be a little too emotionally conflicted to really catch what you said, but I like to think at that point Bree goes from like staring Vera down to like the most intense look you've ever seen. Zephyr, she goes, "Excuse me?"
Zephyr is very visibly uncomfortable about suddenly being the center of attention.
Everywhere we
Because
go, you're
kind
the
of
center of
muttering to
attention.
himself.
You went and come back. You started here and went out and came back?
Well, I mean, started there, came back. I've been
Where's
around.
there?
out in the great big yonder. I guess he speaks from like it should be obvious kind of, but it's not realizing that it's not for everybody. It's just normal for him.
So I think there's like this maybe 10, 20, maybe even 30 seconds of Vera like staring you down. She's trying to put that kind of thing together that for you it's no big deal, but for everybody else they don't know it exists, and she's trying to put those pieces together in her head. You can see her like she actually reaches down, starts tapping her fingers on Vera's desk. You've been beyond the storm. There is something beyond the storm.
Yeah, not fun things, but there's things.
Fucking excuse me? She like does that power walk thing that women do sometimes up to you and like grabs you by one collar and she's like, "Can you tell me more?" At this point, even Vera is kind of like startled looking.
Careful, that's a new jacket. She just got that. He just got that.
I mean, Zephyr's just visibly uncomfortable. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. It traumatized me. But
Like,
I'm alive.
This is the part where Vera like lets go of you, like throws her hands up in the air and turns back around, like, you know, pacing away.
Mr. Kenneth, if I might offer,
I just say Vera. I'm so sorry. Bree is the one pressing Zephyr about this.
Miss Silverport, if I may, I myself understand your plight. I have someone myself that I'm rather fond of here, and I have had to leave her to go to dangerous things that I knew I may not return from. But Mr. Kenneth, that is all. My partner is an academic as well. She understands that for discoveries to be made, risks must be taken. While it's not something we relish in, what Miss Silverport is doing is unprecedented. She would be the change the universe as we've come to understand it. And that discovery, knowing there's something beyond and that we can access it and move about it and learn more than what we are capable of here. Could you honestly stay in the bubble knowing that there's something beyond without the slightest bit of curiosity?
I was raised in House DeCaneth. I have always worked for House DeCaneth. House DeCaneth is here in my bubble. She'll turn and look Zephyr full in the eyes. You can promise me that there's not just oblivion behind that storm?
I mean, there is, but there's other stuff too. It's all there.
He goes,
for everybody.
I think Oblivion gives him his powers. I'm not clear on the details, but that's kind of.
She goes to her chair here and like sits herself down in her chair behind the desk, kind of processing what Zephyr said. That's not exactly something I was expecting to hear. You can see Bree too. Bree at this point is like she's pacing all around the room, like kind of pissed Zephyr wouldn't talk about it, but also kind of pissed she's fighting with Bree or with Vera, and you know she's just being me on a normal day, pacing every inch of the room. She'll say, I will think about it. I don't know what Thiles would do without me. I don't know. Someone would have to handle the autonomes. Someone would have to take care of A1. I don't know that he needs to be going out into whatever is out there. She kind of gestures to Zephyr when she says that. This isn't something I can do easily or lightly.
Well, perhaps I can make a compromise. I've told you that we have several ships that we will, 3 ships that we'll be taking to the brink. If you would like, I'm sure we have space on one of the 2 extra ships to bring along your blank autonomes to be prepared as you need, where that time is not wasted, allowing you another 9 months with Miss Silverport, allowing you time to reconsider. Um, and
She
then
actually interrupts you. Oh God, you don't know.
I know that Styles is the one who has to animate them, but
Mm. The autonomes are not blank anymore. They're scheduled to be presented to House Orion and House Lyander in a couple of weeks. Hold on, I have the date for that. I just have to find it.
autonomes.
She wouldn't say, "Oh God," she'd say, "Oh Sovereigns." Gonna fix myself on that real quick. Oh God
You
damn
said
it, Devin.
Orion and what?
Lyander. So they're the ones that run all the airships.
Transport. Yeah.
Well, Orion controls the lightning rails, and Lyander controls the airships.
Yeah. Transport.
Yeah, both of them together? Yes, sir. God damn it, Devin. Where's your fucking shit? Sorry, I've got to get out of my lesbian argument headspace. Let's see here.
The trauma.
The trauma. No, yeah, I was so excited for y'all to get into the drama. I know I set a date for this shit. Where is it? Oh, yeah, so he tells you guys that the ceremony is set to take place, hopefully the 8th of Arinth. I can't pronounce that very well. It's the 8th of the next month, from the month you guys are on. She says there's going to be a big.
Date today?
Today's the 13th of Sephiros.
So we're looking at just under a month.
Yes. And she says, well, the plan is there's going to be a very large ceremony. There's going to be lots of nobles there. Many of the houses will be there. Thiles and myself will be presenting these autonomes to House Lyander and to House Orion. This is the launch of them, for lack of a better term. I can't go anywhere until this is over. There's so much to do until then. But she looks at Bree. That's what started this argument. Bree wants to lift off the next day, or perhaps that night. Thiles wants to advertise what's going on.
There was a way for you to stay here, complete your work, and teleport to the ship while we're on our expedition.
I'm sorry, I may not have made that clear. Her work will be done when they lift off. They want to have a ceremony where they give these autonomes to those houses, and then the next day or that night, Bree wants to lift off.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of potentially lifting off sooner.
Well, she won't be done at a minimum until the day before.
I see.
Bree won't be done working on it until a minimum the day before.
For some reason, I thought that it was like good to go, but maybe I misunderstood that.
No, so she told you a minimum of 6 weeks, and that minimum would be the 7th, as opposed to the 8th.
So why can't I'm confused? Why can't she come? Why is that an excuse for not coming if that will be complete by the time you're?
It's not an excuse for coming. It's just she just mentioned she was busy, very busy until then. She's kind of filling you guys in that there's going to be this big ceremony, this big presentation. They're going to reveal the autonomes to the public. They're going to give the first units to House Orion and House Lyander and all this. It's going to be the big reveal, for lack of a better term.
About this screams red flag, but I don't.
I know. I was like, maybe we should definitely be there.
There's a reason for that.
No, I'm sure there's a reason it's happening right before we go. Like,
there's a reason it's given a red flag. Y'all subconscious might remember, but it seems y'all don't remember.
Can we make a history check to try to stir our memories?
History check's a good check, yes, sir.
My history's not bad. I've got a +6.
Mine's +0, so you're gonna rock that hopefully.
25.
The most you guys found in one of the documentations for the Cult of Truth, they were preparing for a ceremony. Yapoth had mentioned a particular ceremony. You don't know what it was about, but this is the first time you've heard of a rather large ceremony going on in Sharn.
Mr. Kenneth, I need to pause this very important discussion. I don't mean to minimalize what's happening here. But we might have complications about that ceremony. I need you to do me a favor. What can you tell me about these? I'm going to display the chips, parts of the chips, the transmitter. I'm going to try to provide her everything that we've acquired from the Cult of the Truth, the Golden Truth. See what she can tell us.
And while you're doing that, because she's distracted by this and is not paying attention to anything I'm doing, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's a deconstructed one, just like the one in the back of your neck, huh?
You should have done that. Oh God.
I just want to see if I get a reaction out of her at all.
I mean, she looks very confused.
It'd be so funny if the chip was like overriding this person to have an argument with their partner. Like, we're not overriding, but having to navigate that.
That's a fair point. She does look supremely confused. But when you feel her in on all of these things, you can see Vera gets very pale. Bree looks maybe not quite as pale, but you can see that they both, as you're revealing all this information to them, they're both going from kind of heated about their argument with each other to like, oh God, excuse me, what? And Vera will kind of reveal in a whisper that Oz and his crew have turned away a disturbing number of infiltrators and attackers in the recent weeks.
Here at the warehouse?
Mm-hmm. And she'll look at the pieces that you have presented, and at this point, she calls Bree over, and for maybe a couple of minutes, they almost seem to forget their argument. You can see them talking to each other quickly, kind of whispering, looking at the parts. Vera is casting several spells to try to identify what's going on with these pieces.
They're such a power couple. I love it.
But after a couple of minutes, she'll say, "That's not good. That's not good things to hear. If I'm being honest, she's already told you that about Oz turning away a larger amount of attackers recently. She'll say, these definitely seem to be psionic. They are definitely pieces of the chips that you guys have found previously. It's difficult for me to tell much of anything because they work off of psionics, but I could, if I spent a little more time with them, I might be able to determine some things, but I don't know many psionic users, if any at all. I may have to reach out to Thiles if you all are amenable to maybe see if he should have contacts somewhere in Wildspace that can help us determine something about the chips.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, something we should have done sooner, but we're a little caught off guard by your conversation. We need to take a closer look at each of you to make sure that you're not compromised.
They both look startled at first, but y'all having give them the background information they need to understand what you mean, they both acquiesce to your request.
I need each of you to strip down and get in this swimming pool full of baby oil. No, we check their necks.
Neither one of them have any scars or anything of that nature.
Anyone you talk to about this needs to be cleared, needs to be vetted. Deimos is going to demonstrate like he did to Cade. Here's where the incisions have been. Here is where these things have been removed from. Here's the scar tissue. I could even do minor illusion to give an image to display. Here's what they've looked like when we've pulled them out in the past.
So here's something that I just thought about, right? We haven't seen either one of these people in a long time, and I think 2 or 3 sessions ago, the DM did tell us that if they have been implanted for an extended period of time, that they could be completely hidden, like no visible scarring or anything. It's only the more recent ones that haven't fully healed up that still show a mark. I don't know if we need to try to formulate a more thorough test for people we haven't seen in a while somehow. I know this just recently started happening, but I don't know. With all the attacks happening on the warehouse, it makes me feel like she's being targeted, but I don't know how else to check. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, very good point. Can we speak with Oz as well?
Vera sends a message, not sending, and Oz arrives pretty quickly after that. But as he's kind of on his way, you can see the gears turning in their heads. You know, both obviously extremely intelligent people. And Vera will say, "You guys, have you guys found anybody that is compromised that doesn't have scars?"
That doesn't have scars. We're not sure if Jericho had scars.
Mm-hmm.
I think the very first guy that we fought with didn't have a scar, right? The very first chip that we found, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a. Well, how else would we have found it?
He did not have a scar. You're right.
What do you mean the very first?
The
Oswald,
Yeah, Oswald,
who was not Oswald.
the changeling, right?
He-
That's what he was.
I thought he had something in him, like floating in him.
He
The
did have.
changeling.
He had a chip.
Oh,
He
they
didn't
could
have
be
a scar.
changelings. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We need a way to
Does
detect
anybody have any silver on them?
I don't know if that's how that works, my friend.
Oh yeah, I guess it's only wolves that.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Well, your idea might have to wait till next week.
Nope,
Like,
no, it's not, Devin.
That's what to say.
So
Perfect
wait,
spot to make y'all sweat.
I assume if we came to the Decaneth warehouse, we brought A1 with us.
Well, I
Me
guess
and-
it's up to y'all.
Me and A1 are gonna walk outside of the warehouse. I'm gonna have him send a message to Vera Decaneth, giving her a code word, purple tank. No, not purple tank. We've used that one in the past. Somebody might have overheard that. Bitch says what? And then I'm going to go back inside and ask Vera what the code word was.
She looks pretty confused for a second, and you see that kind of the light bulb go off in her head. She goes, "Bitch says what?"
I will go back out, ask A1 to send one to Bree this time. Code word, mahogany fireball. And then I'm going to
mahogany fireball.
And I'm going to go back inside and ask her what the passcode is.
Having seen you do the same thing to Vera, she mahogany fireball.
One more time. I go out, message Oz. Password this time is ram her hard drive. And then I go in and ask Oz.
I think that Oz, like, he stutters. He's like, I don't know that I'm comfortable saying that.
Nope, say it.
He looks away from Vera and.
All right, he's a changeling. Take him down.
He would give you the code word eventually,
say it.
even if he's a ramper hard drive. I don't know.
And go back outside one more time, sending back to Vera one more time, and it's like, all right, this time the passcode is, I'm chipped. I admit it.
Oh man, oh boy, all the things that would fuck up.
Minor illusion turn into a beholder.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel better. We should have done that with everybody. Fuck.
That was crafty. I just, for some reason, my brain did not put that together until just now, and I was like, oh my god, wait, he mentioned that there are certain circumstances where they don't have a scar, and I didn't put together that it might be because those are the changelings until just a minute ago,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Well,
oh no.
They change their forms. They can make sure that scar ain't there.
That's pretty wild. right, A1. Take a nap. We're gonna message everyone else we know tomorrow.
Sounds like that's a good place to stop now that y'all ain't terrified that the room you're in is filled with compromised people.